Maryville hockey starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's hockey night here in Chesterfield. Welcome to the welcome to the Maryville University Hockey Center. Be quiet, Eric. That didn't happen. Cut it. We're starting over. It's hockey night here in Maryville as the Saints take on the Miami Redhawks for the second time in as many days. Maryville trying to get their 10th win of the season. They picked up win number 9 last night. They improved to 9-1-1, giving Miami their first regulation loss of the season as the Redhawks finish with a 5-1-1 record thus far this year. They're trying to get things turned around on the split, and Eric just stepped in front of the camera. We're starting off all sorts of great here. There you go. This isn't live or anything. Well, what a start, ladies and gentlemen. But on the ice, it should be a good matchup between these two teams because they had a great night last night. Obviously, Maryville coming out on top with a situation to where they won by a final score of 4-1. But let's take a look now at things as they stand in terms of the head-to-head matchup between these two teams. As you see now, Miami's now 5-1-1. As I mentioned, Maryville 9-1-1. The differential in the goals obviously increased last night. 4 goals for Maryville. They've now got 44 on the season, only allowing 18. Now you figure that's a little bit more allowed than Miami, but there is a disparity in terms of the games played as well. So Maryville a little bit ahead in that matchup as well as they try to go for the season sweep against Miami in terms of regulation games. Let's take a look at your starting goaltender for tonight. For the second game in a row, it is going to be Caitlin Cadrain in between the pipes. 4-1 is her record now. She's got her goals against just under 2. She'd like to pick up that second shutout on the season here tonight. We'll see whether or not she can accomplish that, but her stats kind of speak for themselves. And the wins overall are what these two teams really kind of look forward to, especially any goaltender. Shutouts are great, numbers are great, but if you have those win totals behind you, that's really what matters come the end of the season. As they announce the starting lineups, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have the puck drop right here from the Maryville University Hockey Center. We'll try to even things out for the rest of the broadcast. We'll see how it goes. Keep it right here on the Maryville Hockey Network.
Welcome to Maryville University,
Welcome to Saints Nation.
home of the Big Red M.
So what does it mean to be a Maryville Saint?
It's more than just going to classes.
As Saints, we are passionate about what we believe in.
We are open-minded and curious about other points of view.
And we know this about life at Maryville.
Your best experiences will happen when you get involved.
Make sure to get involved on campus.
We work hard.
But we have a lot of fun too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
You might have a few hiccups along the way.
Or maybe something more serious. When we run into adversity,
We have faculty and staff here to
We stand with our fellow Saints through the good times.
And the difficult times.
So be sure to seek out help when you need it.
we know that here at Maryville,
We are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person that steps foot on our campus.
Being a Saint is that feeling that Maryville University is your community.
That even when you're far away from home,
You are home.
We're on this journey together.
We are Maryville University.
One team, one family.
The Maryville Saints Hockey Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the American Collegiate Hockey Association.
Victory isn't simply won. It takes prep. It takes discipline. It takes practice. You lay the groundwork. You build. But you don't build alone. In the end, victory isn't given. It isn't earned. You don't ask for it. You take it. And you play for keeps.
It's been weeks, at least this moment's a peace. A truth for the freaks, defeating the beast. It's been weeks, at least this moment's a peace. Increase the heat. I wanna watch it burn.
And welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center. You got a quick glimpse of what goes on. I was checking out my phone, looking at your starting lineups for this evening's contest. For the Saints, it's going to be Brooklyn Gillings, Elle Rutherford, Haley Beckett. On defense, Haley Putnam, Grace Karunakar, and Caitlin Cadrain in between the pipes. For the second game in a row for the Miami Redhawks, it is going to be Maya Gonzalez in the crease. She played very well in yesterday's game, despite the scoreline. If not for her, it could have easily been 5 or 6 to 1. But we're underway. It's pink at the rink night. Maryville wearing the pink jerseys. Got a few different numbers, so hopefully I'll be able to keep that straight. Those are always fun when you find out from the manufacturers. Well, we only go up to certain numbers, so we couldn't give you your regular ones. And that's kind of what happened to Maryville, so we'll deal with that as the game goes along. Right now, the Redhawks have it in the offensive zone, but not for long. Gilling sends it off the far wall. Redhawks have it in their own end. They go D to D. Solar got it up towards the blue line. Lasconis steals it back, sends it through the middle, but it was too far behind Stephanie Smith. Maryville's able to get it out through center. Too close for comfort for Gonzalez, and she'll cover it up. 1 minute into the first period. It's kind of a dull start to the game thus far. Obviously, we're only 60 seconds in, but Maryville gets the first shot on goal. Left pad save made by Gonzalez. Saints kind of trying to put on the forechecking pressure, but it's kind of it got that Saturday feel thus far. Just in the building overall, there's not as much buzz. Pretty good crowd overall here. All supporting the breast cancer awareness. Digging in behind the net was Struther. She had a goal last night. Now we get a stoppage in play, as there's a player down by the end wall for Maryville. So that's just off the screen down towards the right side of the rink. And even more of a hush falls over the crowd now. Saints going for the sweep here this evening after a 4-1 win last night. They got things rolling in the first period. Struther would score, assisted by Cooper. A good finish on a 2-on-1. Then Tenbor would get a goal at 12:55 of the first period. Another 2-on-1 assisted by Ross. Miami would make it 2-1 in the third period after a scoreless second period. But then Maryville would finish things off with goals from O'Leary and Brennan. So you can see on the screen there, unfortunately, the affected Maryville player unable to put any weight on her left leg. So that is definitely not a good sign. Still didn't get a good look at who that was going off. That was following the puck, and the injury happened off to the right. So we'll try to get you an update throughout the contest as to not the severity, but at least who went out. So the Saints forced to kind of regather themselves. A little over 2 minutes in here, and that's not the start that they wanted. Obviously, you never want to get a player injured at any point of the game, but you're amped up, you're ready to start the game, you're ready to get things rolling, get through those first couple minutes to where both teams kind of feel each other out and then get into the contest, and instead you have the air let out of the building with what could be a significant injury. No icing here, so Gerwitz goes back, finds it on the near wing, skates up the wall, slides one through the middle, intercepted briefly, but she takes it back. Near side, it comes for O'Leary. She takes a shot, and that's blocked. Goes off the backside of the cage. O'Leary takes Siebert to the wall. Had the puck momentarily, but Siebert picks up the loose change. Stepping up is Karunakar. Return pass was intended for her. Knocked away, then it goes off of her toes. And dumped in by Miami. Up the near side. Zone exit by Putnam was briefly given away. Gillings with the soft pass laid it back. Maryville got away with it. Now they come up onto the attack. Here's Rutherford. She gives it to Ross in tow. Shot on. Glove save. Off the draw, Maryville trying to hold it in, unsuccessful. Then it comes under the skates of Hansen as she goes back. She's one of those players wearing a different number, normally number 27, wearing 5 here tonight. Cadrain slows it up in behind her goal, left it for a defenseman, dangerously close to the crease, but the Saints come out. Dawson gave it through, and it's ultimately filtered through to Brennan. In the near side corner, centering pass, they find Gillings. She takes a shot, Gonzalez makes the save, and then the Saints plop one through the crease. Gillings picks up the loose puck in behind the net now. Rutherford centered, nobody there. She was trying to connect with Brooks. Cogswell laid it up the far side wall, almost an odd man break. Too strong for LeBert. Saints come back the other way. Put in by Poisson. Twisted on in behind the net. Rink wide it comes over. They look for LeBert. Too strong to connect with Tenbor. Falardeau gained the red line and tried to dump it in. It was cut off. Saints putting on the forecheck. Worked around. Stephanie Smith was sealed off. Good play there by Emily Toole. Toole sends it off the dashers. Tenbor down below the goal line. Tried to feed it back for Toole. It pops up into the air. Toole settles it down. Pirouettes around. Looking for space. Karunakar at the point was an option. Instead, she took the backhand chance. And the Redhawks are able to clear it down. This will be an icing call, though. 14:51 left to go here in the first period. Just 2 shots on goal, both of them off of Maryville sticks. O'Brien comes in, wins the faceoff, but Miami pushed forward and they get it up. Not out of the zone for long, though. Back and forth between the red line and blue line. Sent into the Maryville end. Cadrain slows it up. Karunakar picks it there. Sends it left wing, too strong. Miami pops it back the other way. Slides all the way over here towards the near side. McGurn trying to get it back to the blue line. Onto the stick of Benjamin. She takes a shot. That rainbows wide on the far side. Saints fan on the pass to go north. Back the other way. Shot wide by number 22. Finally in on Cadrain. She's able to make the stop. Off the face-off. Comes over here towards the near side. Hansen was trying to knock it loose. Puck goes down low. Too strong on the exit for Beckett to knock out of midair. Schilling's trying to chase it down. Rutherford kicks at it, trying to get it to Ross. Schuler came in on the attack, slowed up in the far side corner. Hansen comes around with it. Knocked out of midair, good hand-eye coordination for Beckett, but then her pass was too strong for Gillings to the left wing. Lucky hop off of the official as it stayed in the zone. Now the Redhawks get it down. Now it's a foot race, whether it'll be icing or not. Saints win it. 13:02 left to go here in the first period. Face off to the near side. Brennan couldn't get the best of that one as she was out-dueled by Heinig. A great save on the shot from in front. Gonzalez flashing out the leather. She was able to cover up the loose puck briefly down in front of her as well. Stepping up was Falardeau, trying to chop it up the boards. Digging it off is Poisson. Sends it over towards the near wing. Gerwitz steps up. Brennan takes the spot on the blue line. Puck comes loose into the slot. Here's Poisson with the shot. That was knocked down off the body of Sidney Poisson. Stick lifted. Winning the battle, at least briefly, was Brooks. Gerwitz holds it at the blue line. Back up the wall for Poisson. Gerwitz goes back as the Redhawks chopped it down the ice. Up the wall. Brooks and Poisson are there. Instead, it goes the other way with Lasconis. She skates up the middle into the teeth of the defense. Stick save by Cadrain. Drop back to the near side point. Over the stick of Solar, though. And now Tenboer comes in. She's all by herself. Fresh off the bench as well. Lost control of it around the blue line, and then there's a collision. I believe that was Struther that lost the edge on her skates and in the process took out her opponent as well. No penalties to be had. There were 6 power plays yesterday in total. Neither team was able to score with the player advantage. Up the wall. Tenboer comes in to help Struther as they gang up on Solar. Back to the point for Karunikar, far side. Falardeau tried to take a shot. That was knocked down. She gets a second crack at it at center ice. Zone entry was intended for Struther. She gloves it down as the Redhawks were trying to get it out. Back and forth possession traded. Lifted onto center. Karunikar almost deflected it right to Smuck, who would have been in on a break. Fortunately for Maryville, that didn't settle down on her stick. 9 minutes played here in the first period. Toole tried to fire one through the middle. She was intending it for O'Leary. Toole knocks it out of midair, and the Saints cleared out, but only for a brief second. Karunakar sends it off the near side wall. O'Leary kicks at it. O'Leary takes a spill as there were a lot of sticks in the vicinity. LeBaire sends it over to the far wing, but nobody in red, only pink. O'Brien comes in. O'Leary heads to the net. O'Brien had to kick it forward as it got kind of caught up in a little bit of snow over by the Miami bench. Left down low by Cooper. And the puck comes out of the zone as it was too strong for Hennig. Now lifted in. Redhawks will do a partial change. 9:55 left to go here in the period. Oh, they try to stretch it out. Nothing doing there. Put into the middle by Cogswell. Saints spotted it. Can't get clean possession, though. Twisted up the wall by Hansen, but not out. Flopped over into the far side. Dawson was out-dueled, and then the shot from the middle just skimmed wide of the goal. Gillings pushes it in and tracks it down along the end wall, looking for Rutherford down low. She saw the hit coming, so spun away from it. She's in a jousting match now with Benjamin. It's tied up in the sticks and skates along the end boards. Beckett comes out with it. She was looking for Gurwitz up top, but it was picked off on the way. Pass to herself by Schwartzer. She's going to take the shot, goes glove side, she scores! Pinpoint precision on the shot from the left wing. Not too much that Cadrain could do about it because that was placed in the only spot it could be, which was off the post and in. Schwartzer gets the goal. .10:57 the time on the first period. Miami up 1-0. So a much better start from their perspective. They had fallen down 2-0 in yesterday's first period. They didn't score their opening goal until the third. Now all of a sudden they've got a 1-0 lead. Saints flip it over towards the far side. Karunakar fires it off the near side wall as they go boards to boards. Brooks had her pocket picked along the near side. Another shot to the glove hand, and that one is stopped. Off the draw, Saints are able to clear it out. Too strong for Tenboer, though, and the Redhawks come back the other way. Fired up by Hansen. Knocked down by Struther. Shot from a tough angle. Misses, goes off the far side wall. Saints trying to get something set up on the offensive end. They have 5 shots, but it's been kind of hit or miss. Now we get a potential break in here from Schuler. She slows it up, has her skate taken out. No penalty coming, though, much to the chagrin of the Redhawks fans. Puck rimmed around. Excuse me, sir, I don't think you're allowed to just put those headsets on.
What are you talking about?
Andrew Marsh joining us here on the broadcast. Redhawks up 1-0. 7:20 or 7:30 left. You missed a fantastic pregame show.
Oh, I was paying attention.
Redhawks dump it in. Now there's 7:20 left. Saints trying to stretch it out. That was out of the reach of everybody, though. Back the other way comes LeBaire. Puts it up through the middle. Good stick by Maryville to knock that one away. Cogswell got it on the back check. Dumped it in. Saints looking to come out of the defensive zone. They find O'Leary up through the middle. She wanted to connect with Rutherford, but she was of two minds of it and got a little crossed up. Saints trying to pressure as the Redhawks trying to piecemeal a change together. Rutherford comes in, bumped off the puck though. Mosconis hit the brakes, sent it up the wall. Filtered through the middle. Here comes Lauren Smith. Check that, that's Schwartzer. She's got the goal here tonight. Put it into the mixer, but the Saints spotted it well. Brennan connects now with Beckett. She takes a shot, hops off the shoulder of the goaltender, but nobody there in pink to collect. 6:15 to go here in the first. Saints just put it in on goal, stick stop. Puck kept alive. Just kind of sauced up the zone. Maryville unsuccessful in holding it in. Now the Saints are going to go to the power play as Karunikar was hauled down by her numerical counterpart. Sophia Talabai will go to the sin bin.
Yeah, the Miami of Ohio fans not too happy about that call, but this gives a hungry Saints team a chance to capitalize on the power play. We've seen them respond before. Down one right now with 5:56 left here in this first period. A great chance on the man advantage.
Redhawks able to just clear it out. Went off the stick and the glove of Karunikar. Now they push the reset button. Brooks comes in on the near wing, slows it up around the blue line. Back to the point for Karunikar. Far side it goes. Poisson gives it back. Karunikar dusts it off. Near side shot. Beckett put it on goal. Blocker save was made. Poisson could have been called for a hook there. I think that's what the Redhawks fans wanted, but the referee not biting. Saints put out their top power play line and they give it away at center. The other way we go. Shot on score! Schwartzer with goal number 2, both for her and her team, and it's a shorty.
Yeah, an untimely change there by the Saints. It leads to the 2-on-1. You want to respect the pass there and let your netminder just take that shot. Unfortunately, right under the glove. 2-0, shorthanded for Miami of Ohio. Just a bad break for the Saints. They're still on the power play, still a minute 22 left to go, 5-on-4, so maybe they can cut that lead in half. While on the man advantage, they just have to buckle down here offensively.
And we've also got a goaltender change, and I have to figure that's one of those things to just kind of let the team know that they haven't been playing all that well, because I don't think Cadrain is to blame for either goal. Nevertheless, we've got Hannah Tresick in there right now for the Saints. Wearing number 1, apparently.
A lot of different number changes with these awesome pink uniforms.
Here comes O'Leary. She tried to connect with Brooks. Pass was a little too hot to handle. Power play not going very well right now for the Saints. They've allowed a shorthanded goal and really not been able to set things up offensively. Karunikar comes up the middle, now sends it near side for Beckett. Beckett puts it into Rutherford. The shot, score! Sophie Brennan is able to put it in the back of the net, and the Saints are on the board.
That's that response we were talking about. You allow the shorthanded goal, but you don't allow it to get to you. Capitalize while you still have the power play, and that's exactly what Maryville did. They cut the lead of Miami of Ohio in half, and you're right back in this one. Still a little bit of time left here in the first period, too, to maybe get a late goal and gain that momentum heading into the intermission.
Great shot from the left hash mark back towards the glove side. Trying to do it again and just missing. Struthers, she was looking for her second goal this weekend. That would have been the tying goal here tonight. Instead, it's scooped up. Dawson puts it right back in, but all of a sudden the Saints have some jump in their step. No icing here, as they say that it could have been played by Hansen. She'll flip it up the near side wall. Tenboer cut off. Saints trying to get it up through the middle. Toole skates over towards the left and rims it around. Maryville will change their lines. Power play goal at 15:36 makes it 2-1 Redhawks. A bouncer back towards the Maryville line, picked up by Fallardo. Cooper lost the edge and kicked the puck forward. Redhawks gather it in their own zone. 3:20 left to go here in the first period. Gerwitz is back below her own goal line, dangerously up the wall as it was almost sealed off by Lasconis. Through all the zones, but no icing. Cooper putting on the pressure, trying to bother Cogswell. Stephanie Smith sends it over here to Schwartzer. She's sitting on a potential hat trick. Smith from the right wing just puts it towards goal, and Tresick grabs it.
Even when the Saints get down, you never really feel like they're out of the game. They get the goal, and then all of a sudden you just feel the vibe shift in the arena. They have a great shift after that. We'll see if they can continue doing that here late in the first period.
Yeah, definitely right from the start had that Saturday feel. Just kind of a little bit slow to start. Then all of a sudden, Maryville picked up an injury, and that player has not returned after getting injured, not even a full 2 minutes into the game. Miami scored first, then they get the shorthanded goal. Now you feel a little bit more energy in the building.
And let's not forget, goalie change. You put a new netminder in between the pipes. Maybe you end up getting a little bit of energy from that. Who knows? But I'm just looking at what transpired there, and you end up switching netminders. You get the goal, and maybe that was the whole point of it, Todd.
Yeah, well, we hear hockey coaches all the time say that it wasn't even a change because of how the goaltender played. They wanted to let the team know you're not playing well enough and sending a message, and if that was the case, it definitely worked. Saints still trail by 1, though, but the Redhawks get it out of the zone on the far side. Penalty coming up. Saints are going to go back to the power play.
Crazy how things change just like that. You give up the shorthanded goal, you're down by 2. You come back, you get the power play goal. You show some pressure in the offensive zone. You work hard. It leads to another power play. Now you have a chance to tie this game up with 2:10 left in the period.
Rutherford in on the draw, so that top power play line is out there. Saints are able to set it up from the half wall. The shot by Beckett. Rebound was loose, and it pops over towards the far boards. Saints reset. Gerwitz straight away. Near side for Dawson. She'll take the shot, and that was blocked. Gerwitz gloved it down, but couldn't control it. Held in at the blue line for a moment, but now Miami will send it the rest of the way. Everybody back right now for Maryville. They're going to charge up as a 5-player unit. Beckett from the left wing. On her offside, slides it around one defender, then she's held up. No penalty coming on that. Dawson steps up from the blue line. O'Leary in the corner. Back for Dawson on the half wall. Skates in towards the middle of the zone. Dishes back. Gerwitz sends it over to the far circle. Beckett dusts it off and skates a little bit higher in the zone. Gives it over to Gerwitz. She wasn't expecting it. Now there's some bodies tied up in front. We're going to have more penalties handed out. Looked like they called a hold and a rough.
Yeah, I wonder if they're getting both of them here. That looks to be the case. Now the question is, will it remain 5-on-4 or will it be 4-on-3? I want to go back to Dawson having a lane there to shoot. She then elected to pass it back up to the top of the key. But I thought there, Todd, there was some real estate there to maybe shoot a puck on net and either get a rebound or you just put it in the back of the net and tie this game. She waited just a little too much, and then that shot lane closed up, fed it back up top to the point. That led to the confusion out front. So it looks like we will stay at 5-on-4. Saints still with a power play for a minute.
Beckett peels away from the pressure from the corner, now halfway up the zone. Dawson quickly. Gerwitz with the long shot, deflected in front, but the defense was able to sweep it out of danger. Gerwitz holds it in at the blue line, though. Gives it off to Dawson. Back to Gerwitz straight away. Beckett on the far circle. Quickly to Dawson. Again, she just kind of hesitated on that shot attempt. Might like to see that come off quicker, but it did force a glove save.
Yeah, if that shot's off just a little bit quicker, maybe you don't have to aim to that glove side. You can throw it to that blocker side. Throw it low, maybe get a pad stop, kicked out right in front. You have bodies out front to put that in the back of the net, but they still have another chance here as long as you win the face-off, and they do.
Quick passes. They set up Beckett. She wanted the shot, elected not to take it. Puck on end. Finally settles down for Gerwitz. Now Dawson straight away, deflected on the way through. Save was made. Saints will hold.
Great keep.
Up the wall, slid past Beckett. They try to pin it up against the end boards. Beckett was calling for the one-timer. Instead gets it top of the circle. Gerwitz with room, takes a shot. That's over everything. Dawson drops back. 5 seconds left in the power play. 13 seconds left in the period. Saints seem to be a little bit unaware of the clock situation. Gerwitz has it. Now we're back to 5-on-5. Beckett just flings one towards goal. That's an easy save. And half a second is left on the clock. So a good rebound and final 5 minutes or so of the period for Maryville, but that slow start has done them in here in the first 20 minutes overall. But we get the buzzer. The teams will have a chance to regroup in the intermission. We will do so as well. It's just a one-goal game, though, 2-1 in favor of Miami. We'll talk things over in the Saints Intermission Report here coming up. Keep it right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
Welcome to Maryville University.
Welcome to Saints Nation,
home of the Big Red M. So what does it mean to be a Maryville Saint?
It's more than just going to classes.
As Saints, we are passionate about what we believe in.
We are open-minded and curious about other points of view.
And we know this about life at Maryville.
Your best experiences will happen when you get involved.
Make sure to get involved on campus.
We work hard,
but we have a lot of fun too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
You might have a few hiccups along the way.
Or maybe something more serious.
When we run into adversity,
We have faculty and staff here to provide support.
We stand with our fellow Saints through the good times
and the difficult times.
So be sure to seek out help when you need it.
we know that here at Maryville,
We are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person that steps foot on our campus.
Being a Saint is that feeling that Maryville University is your community.
That even when you're far away from home,
You are home.
We're on this journey together.
We are Maryville University.
One team, one family.
Comes a time where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to play in the NHL. I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and huge fan of the consistency year after year for me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior. And on top of that, the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a warrior.
There's a whole lot of wonder in the little word, why. It's uncovering how things work, what things are. Why is endless. Why is ageless, and it's for everyone to explore. At the St. Louis Science Center, the wonder of why is why we exist. We create it inside our building and in our community. Why is where wonder begins, and the St. Louis Science Center brings it to life. Come visit.
Unforgettable moments can happen anytime, anywhere. When we sit down and have a meal, the simplest joys turn into magic. All it takes is good company, great food, and a nice cold Coca-Cola. That's a recipe for magic.
And welcome back to the Saints Intermission Report. Todd Panula alongside Andrew Marsh. It's 2-1 in favor of Miami after the first 20 minutes. An interesting first period overall, Marshy, because the stats tell you that the game might be a little different than it is. Maryville ended up doubling up the shot totals, 14-7. But Miami taking advantage of their few opportunities. They scored the first goal of the game, and then they get a shorthander as well.
Yeah, we talked about that during the first period. A little bit of a slow start for the Saints. But once they got that first goal and a response goal at that, you give up the shorty, then you come back, you score on the power play. You saw the legs starting to churn a little bit. The throwing pucks on net, getting some more opportunities. It led to another power play. They did not capitalize on that opportunity, but you saw that they were working the puck around. They had some good looks. Maybe needed to shoot the puck a little bit quicker, get some of those shots a little bit lower to maybe get some rebounds or just create some havoc in front of the net. But overall, I think it was a sound first period, and I'm looking forward to the second.
And obviously a storyline going forward is the goaltender change. We started off with Caitlin Cadrain. She was beat to the glove hand side, but really quality shots on both of them. Both of them coming from the left circle, beating her back across the green to the glove side. And you get the sense that I think the goaltender change really kind of came more to try to change momentum as opposed to being upset with Cadrain herself.
Absolutely. Cadrain, she's shown that she is a steady presence back there between the pipes, and 2 goals is just not enough to where you think, okay, let's pull the goalie because of performance. Yeah, it's only been 7 shots through the first period, but I really do believe that was a momentum shift, especially on the power play, and I think the women responded to that, and obviously it shows on the stat sheet.
And it's also a situation where maybe Maryville got a little too comfortable. They come in first weekend overall ranked as number 1. They won with relative ease yesterday, so maybe they weren't quite as prepared to start the game as we would like.
Yeah, and you mentioned those Saturday games, a little bit different, you know. You have a game in your hand. You think that you know what the opponent is going to bring the following night. It's a little bit different, especially if you win that first night. That opponent is definitely going to come out and put it to you. They don't want to get swept. They don't want to drive all the way here and make the road trip to get swept. They're a little determined as well because of how good you are in Maryville. They want to come out and win this game. And so far, Miami of Ohio is leading this one 2-1. And now it comes down to how are the Saints going to respond?
Well, this intermission report went much better than the pregame show, so hopefully for Maryville's sake, the second period goes a little bit better than we saw in the first. That'll wrap up your Saints intermission report. We'll be back with the second period. Keep it right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
St. Louis has a great history of sports.
We love our baseball.
Baseball is nuts. It's crazy here.
When we go back to St. Louis, we got to see the Cardinals play or the Blues.
St. Louis has such a rich history of soccer. This city is ready for an MLS team. It's really such a sports city, and you have to just experience the environment.
That's what makes St. Louis such a special place.
Where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to be in NHL. I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and a huge fan of the consistency year after year for me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior. And on top of that, the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a warrior.
Unforgettable moments can happen anytime, anywhere. When we sit down and have a meal, the simplest joys turn into magic. All it takes is good company, great food, and a nice cold Coca-Cola. That's a recipe for magic.
To get more out of your engine, demand more from what you put into it. Go the distance with Schaefer Racing. Supreme 7000 Synthetic Plus Racing Oil. Penetro 90. Molly Ultra Grease. Schaefer, the choice of home track heroes.
What you want, Lou Fuse has got it.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, get the respect that you'll need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, treat you right for 70. L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we treat you right, you'll see.
Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great summer. As the school year gets started across the country, we're excited to also welcome you back to another great season of hockey. Thanks for being a part of the USA Hockey family. I want you to know that our volunteers and our staff work every single day as hard as they can to make sure hockey is the best sports experience in every community in our country. Within USA Hockey, you're part of an organization that's a world leader in development, safety, fun, and success, and one that is committed to fostering a welcoming environment for all by building a diverse, equitable, and inclusive game. Hockey is played in thousands of communities across our entire country. please join me in keeping the momentum going by inviting at least one new person to get involved with hockey this year. It doesn't matter if it's someone who wants to play, coach, officiate, volunteer, or just be a fan. We're excited about sharing the joy our sport brings with as many people as possible. I would also like to offer a friendly reminder to make sure that respect is top of mind every time you enter the rink or take to the ice for a game or practice this season. That includes making sure that we never use hateful or discriminatory language, as it has absolutely no place in our game or in our society. It's on all of us to make sure that we respect the game, including playing within the rules, treating officials with respect, giving our best, and being a good teammate. In the end, hockey is about fun, so let's make sure we never lose sight of that. Here's to a great season ahead, one filled with friendship, respect, success, and most of all, plenty of smiles.
St. Louis has a great history of sports.
We love our baseball.
Baseball is nuts. It's crazy here.
When we go back to St. Louis, we got to see the Cardinals play or the Blues.
St. Louis has such a rich history of soccer. This city is ready for an MLS team. It's really such a sports city, and you have to just experience the environment.
That's what makes St. Louis such a special place.
And we're back here at the Maryville University Hockey Center, just about set for second period action between the Miami Redhawks and the Maryville Saints. Saints looking for win number 10 on the season, but they've got to focus on getting this one tied up first and foremost. They trail by one after one. Saints come into the offensive zone. Beckett lines up the shot, shoots right into the midsection of the goaltender, though. So we'll have a stoppage just 6 seconds in.
Yeah, I don't mind it at all. Get a shot on early, get that offensive zone face off, throw pucks on net, get into it early in the second period.
Putnam is able to hold the zone. Rutherford sets it up, going through the middle, looking for Beckett. She kicked it over to Putnam. Down low to Rutherford as she spun around in the corner. Beckett comes over to help out. She's on the off wing, tries to go short side with it. It's off the blocker. Quick whistle. Puck was still loose. I think Gonzalez would have covered it up one way or the other, but still always not fun to see that backside official blow the whistle a little too quick.
You're telling me there's referees who can't see the play?
I save my criticism for the men's games.
Don't say anything about the NFL, Todd. They see everything.
They're right 100% of the time. Saints looking to get a backhand chance. Didn't happen for Karunakar, and then it rolls over the stick of Putnam. Karunakar comes back for it. Has her pocket picked as Schwartzer's trying to get into the zone. Lost control of it, though. She's got both goals for Miami so far this evening. Saints pick up the loose puck. Schwartzer is back. Bothered by Beckett. Up the zone. Lasconis sends it in and heads off on a change. Gerwitz picks it up along the near wing. Sees the pressure and slides one forward. Emily Toole was turned around. Takes a shoulder right between the shoulder blades. Toole steps along the wall. Got the puck momentarily, but had it picked right back by Siebert. Redhawks trying to go rink wide with it. They're looking for Cronin. She comes around towards the near side. Puck squirts loose. Saints have it. Up the near wall. Slipped away from Toole. Back and forth we go between the blue lines. Rink wide pass to nobody. Too strong from Solar. O'Leary quickly through the middle. Intended that one for Brooks. They couldn't hook up. Everybody chipping and whacking at it here along the near side. Dawson dug it out. Redhawks take it back at their own blue line. Swept in the zone by McGurn. Saints come up through the middle, and right now the stretch passes aren't really there for Maryville. Cooper comes in on the near wing, though. From the hash marks, puts it in through the middle, and it rainbowed up in the air, but not on goal. Saints have it back at center ice. Gerwitz sweeps it up towards the blue line. Cooper left it there. Now there's a scrum for it right along the near side dashers. 2:35 gone in the second period. Rutherford pushes it back. Redhawks collect the loose puck. They bring it in on the offensive end. Long shot. Tresick gloves it down.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that puck should actually be dropped in the neutral zone. It looked like it may have hit off somebody on the Miami of Ohio bench. But nevertheless, we get a whistle.
The referees didn't spot it this time. Saints play it high off the window. Not out of the zone, though. Settled down by LeBert. Shot went wide. Lauren Smith left it along the far side wall. Picked up by Bren Jones. Shot from the near side. Ricochets around a couple times. Maryville picks up the loose change. But it's dumped right back in by the Redhawks. A little over 3 minutes played here in the second period. Saints not on the same page right now with some of these long passes either out of the zone or through the neutral zone. Playing with fire a little bit as the Redhawks have picked it off, but not in a dangerous position yet. Poisson put it into the middle, but now the Redhawks go the other way. Saints with a fresh player off the bench negates a potential 2-on-1. Jones comes around with it, tried a backhand pass. She was looking for Lauren Smith. Instead, it's Karunikar with the cross-ice pass. Beckett comes in on the off wing, fires a shot, right toe save, rebound stopped as well. It's still loose along that right skate. Achingly close for Maryville, but they couldn't put it in the back of the net. Here's Beckett again, takes a shot, glove save made.
When Maryville connects on these passes, they're getting their opportunities. The problem is early in the second period, passes have been in the skates. As you said, they're trying those stretch passes. They're being cut off. But when they're connecting and they're playing tight and they're showing support, they're getting their chances.
Dawson's slap shot goes off a body to the far side. Ladled below the goal line. Intended for Gillings. Centering pass was knocked away from Beckett. Dawson going to take a slap shot. That's off a skate. Fired off the near side wall by Stephanie Smith. Schwartzer dropped it back. Soler goes forward. In on the right wing. Fires one over the head of the goaltender. Saints get it out all the way to the Miami blue line. Schwartzer flopped it forward. Almost stole it back. Hansen has to step back. Thought she was offside. Smith gave it away. Dawson with the stick right in the midsection. Smith kind of looking around like, what am I supposed to do here? But Saints kind of get away with one. Didn't connect with Toole on the zone exit. Hansen will have an opportunity on the far side. Poked away from her, though. Saints have to set up defensively now. Redhawks were looking for a centering pass. Talabai was coming through the middle. Maryville goes the other way, though. 14:50 left to go here in the period. Saints in on the attack. They were trying to find Toole cutting through the middle. This one set down the ice, but not far enough for icing. Gerwitz is back. Long up the wall, trying to connect with Toole. That was picked off on the way through. Cronin comes in. Shot with a blocker save made. Toole didn't see the pressure coming from behind. McGurn flips it into the corner. Gerwitz trying to find an escape route. Puck just barely trickles over the blue line. Both teams jousting for it. Redhawks come up with it. Back in their own end, though. Quick passes through the neutral zone. Intercepted briefly by Maryville. Now O'Brien takes a spill. Almost went face first into the boards as well. Talabai comes in, flips it off the wall, heads off on a change. Looks like she almost took a skate to her goaltender's face in the process as well. 13:40 left to go here in the second. O'Leary tried to chop it up the wall. It got kind of caught up along the dashers. Heinig lost control of it. Cooper comes in on the near wing. Flips one towards the middle. Nobody there in pink. Off the far side wall. Good step up by Putnam. It rims all the way around. Karunakar trying to seal it off along the wall. Redhawks cleared down. Should be an icing this time, and it will be.
So we've seen some passes, whether they're in skates or just to the other team. I wonder if the pink on red has any effect on that. I know obviously they're two separate colors, but they are a little close. Obviously, Maryville wearing red helmets with red pants, and Miami of Ohio doing the same. Or I could be wrong, and they're just errant passes.
We'll go with the first option.
Sure.
Shot off a stick, goes wide of the goal. Putnam keeps alive along the near side point, goes off a skate. Redhawks get it out into the neutral zone. Schuler just sent it around the boards. Karunakar is back as the Redhawks have a fresh quintet of players out there. Swept in by Poisson. Too strong to be picked up, though, by Lawrence Smith. Back through the neutral zone. Redhawks win the battle along the boards, dump it in behind the net. Tresick just kind of left it. Maryville able to deal with it. Now they come up the near boards. Potential 2-on-1. Here's Rutherford. She takes the shot. Rebound was there. It's loose at the top of the crease. Oh, and Gonzalez is able to get the glove to it right near the goal line. And once again, we get a flurry of activity in front of the Miami goal, but nothing crosses the line.
Yeah, that's just a heads-up play by Rutherford. She read that the way that puck bounced off the wall on the zone exit, she knew that it was going to be a bouncing puck heading up to the blue line. That extra effort, able to get by the defender, go in on the 2-on-1, gets the shot. Doesn't stop there, though. Goes around to the far side. That far side post, looking to stuff it in. Unfortunately, didn't put it in the back of the net, but just a good play by Al Rutherford.
Beckett's able to make the steal. Dusts it off a couple times. Dawson goes down to the circle. Gillings puts it into the middle, and it was blocked on the way through by Cogswell. Gillings with a second opportunity, trying to scrape it off the wall. Rutherford is there to help out as well. Now it's a four-player scrum. Redhawks come out with it. Rutherford thought about giving a little two-handed chop to her opponent. Thought better of it. Now Beckett is able to pilfer the puck away at her own blue line. Saints will change up. 11:25 to go here in the second. Stephanie Smith flips one in through the middle. Knocked up in the air, trying to keep it away from Schwartzer. She's had the hot hand here this evening for Miami. Saints fans a little upset as Smith got away with one. A little bit of an elbow in between the numbers. Schwartzer kicked at it. Saints steal it, and they'll flip it on around. 9 minutes played here in the middle frame. Stepping up is Gerwitz, trying to keep it away from Stephanie Smith. Instead knocked it to Lasconis. She was slowed up just enough as she crossed the blue line. Falardeau comes across. Skates it north. She'll take it all the way until she ran into a defensive stick. Delayed offside. Saints touch up as they're changing their lines. Redhawks can't catch them in the change. McGurn stick handling around the top of the zone. Shot from the left side point was blocked. Sievert lost it again. Here's Cooper. Ran out of real estate, puts it into the middle, and O'Brien just kind of deflects it on goal. Gonzalez was in good position.
Yeah, good defensive play. Getting in that passing lane, it leads to an offensive chance. And this is that time of the game where the Saints could strike. They've had their chances. About almost halfway through the second period. Lots of odd man rushes.
Maryville still almost doubling up the shots. In fact, they have. It's now 19-9. Ended the first period at 14-7. They've only got the one past the goaltender, though. Heinig Was able to get it out of the zone, went off the skate of Karuna Carr, where she has to come back. Thought about hitting the brakes in behind her own goal. Instead, trots all the way over here to the near wing. Served up towards the blue line, but no further. Tresick slows it up in behind the goal. Putnam slapped it up the wall. Brooks was interfered with, and the Saints will go to the power play. Here's Sydney Poisson. Had her pocket picked as she tried to glide through the slot. She comes all the way back. Finds Sarah Brooks in through the middle. Tried to connect with Brennan. And we'll get a stoppage with 9:12 to go. Saints will head to the power play. Into the sin bin goes Abby Benjamin.
So the Saints are wanting that face-off in the offensive zone. That was an icing, even though it was a delayed penalty. Sometimes you'll see the face-off just go down the whole length of the ice, but because of the delayed penalty, right here, they're just going to drop it inside the neutral zone right outside of the Redhawks zone.
Saints still win the face-off, so at least they don't have to go the full length of the rink. Beckett lost the edge as she came over here towards the near boards. That allows the Redhawks to get it out momentarily. Gerwitz turns on the afterburners, comes all the way around the zone, avoids the poke check, still in possession. Gerwitz all the way to the right circle, takes a shot, kicked way out. Dawson keeps it alive. Beckett going to take the slap shot. That misses. Rutherford picks up the rebound. Dawson here on the near side, straight away to Gerwitz. Beckett now far circle. She takes a shot, and that's off a body and wide. Dawson settles down, puts it into the mixer. In front was O'Leary. She's tied up, and she tries to pick up the loose puck. Both players spun around. Saints find it. Gerwitz to Dawson as the defenders play catch. Now near circle to Beckett. She likes to set up more generally like Alex Ovechkin, but she's on the right wing here. Comes across to Gerwitz, quickly out top to Dawson. That's off the backside of Leary. Saints still find the loose puck. 45 seconds now left in the power play. Gerwitz takes a shot cleanly through, but an easy glove save for Gonzalez.
Although they don't get the goal there, great job working the puck around the zone, finding different shooting lanes. You know, after a shot, whether it was out front or the puck found its way behind the net, the Saints were all over it, fighting for that puck, trying to keep possession of it in the offensive zone. New unit out there, but let's see if they can capitalize.
If nothing else, the Saints wearing down the Redhawks. A deflected shot. Gonzalez lunges out, covers up the rebound after making the pad save. This second power play unit just as effective as the first in their first shift on this attempt.
I wonder what's more frustrating, having that offensive zone time, working the puck around on the power play, but not able to break through versus just not being able to set up at all. I'd probably go with the latter in terms of frustration.
Karuna Carr steps up into the shot. It went under the skate of Brennan. Save made by Gonzalez. Brooks has a shooting lane, goes blocker side, and it's off the waffle board and then the glass. Redhawks cleared out into the neutral zone. Not far enough to get a change, though. Saints quickly back in. Gillings from the far circle gets the shot on. Glove save made on Brennan's deflection. Brennan with another opportunity, and Gonzalez holds this time.
Man, the Saints are getting their looks, firing pucks on net. Gonzalez has done a great job stopping everything that she sees at this moment. The Saints, again, don't capitalize on the power play, but you have to think the way that they've been moving the puck around, if they do get another chance on the man advantage, one of those is bound to go in.
Gonzalez definitely earning her keep here this weekend. We're a little over halfway through tonight's contest, and if you combine it with yesterday's game, she has faced 75 shots. This one ricochets off the wall. We're back to 5-on-5, but the Saints pushing it right back in on the offensive end. Kicked at, held up along the far side wall. quick wrister to the blocker side. Not sure if Gonzalez got a piece or not, but it went wide ultimately, and now she's able to cover up the little drifter in towards the crease.
One of the things that I've noticed, Maryville is getting a ton of shots on net. A lot of them are coming from the outside. A lot of far distant shots, nothing really in those high danger scoring areas within the low slot or even the high slot. Lots of shots from the blue line, from the far side. You got to get in there. The way that Gonzalez is playing, it might be a dirty goal.
Just wide of the far post. Little groan came out from the fans as they didn't expect it to be that close. Saints go in on the attack. O'Leary from the right wing had her stick lifted, puts it in. Oh, and that's off the skate of O'Brien. I don't think that would have counted. That would have been an interesting decision for the official.
It did look like she opened up her skate to redirect that. But you're right, if that would have went in, who knows?
O'Brien was looking back for O'Leary. Missed everybody. Dawson takes a slap shot. Oh, that one just missed on the far side. Almost glanced off the hip of Laura Cogswell. Redhawks just chop it into the corner, trying to get at least a little breather. It's loose along the side of the net. Saints strip it away. Rutherford with the flop pass finds Dawson, takes a couple strides, and the shot goes over the goal. Beckett on her backhand, puts it through the slot. Stick of Gillings was lifted. Beckett couldn't seal it off. Dawson holds it at the left point. Deflected shot by Rutherford goes wide. Gillings sets it up from the corner. Rutherford with a nice tap in. And it didn't go quite as far as she would have liked. Rutherford digs in along the corner in a duel with Lasconis. Gillings and Beckett come over to help. One step too slow, but Dawson steps over and keeps it alive for the Saints. Tired bodies out there right now for Miami. Here's Hansen. Her shot was knocked down.
Got to be quicker there.
Redhawks are able to get it out, and they'll get a change as well. Cogswell took it all the way down to the end wall, ties it up just long enough. She's at least trying to get off herself, or I thought she would. Now she goes off. Saints stretch it out, and that will possibly be an icing. Now it's a foot race with Brooks coming in. She negates that. Poisson from the near side corner, back for Brooks down low. One-timer out front. They try to set it up for Brennan. It just went off the heel of her stick. In transition, Talabai comes in on the near wing, and offside is the call.
Maryville has gained a ton of momentum after that penalty was called. They get the power play for 2 minutes. They work the puck around. That extended shift was fantastic on Maryville's part. The problem is that they didn't put the puck in the back of the net. But even so, even if they don't get one by the end of the period, if they keep this pressure up, you got to like that heading into the third frame.
Miami definitely a little worse for wear in terms of the cardio right now. They've been tested. Redhawks just fire one into the far side corner after holding it in at the near side point. Now numbers coming forward in pink. Here comes Maryville. Brooks from the right wing takes a shot and misses. Scraped across the top of the crease. Heinig dumps it around. Redhawks going to go for a change. Maryville trying to catch them, but they won't have enough time. Looking for a seam up the near wing. Redhawks get around it. Gerwitz has to go all the way back after it slid past Falardeau. Good pressure by the Redhawks on the forecheck, stealing it away back towards the near side point. Sue with a shot, knocked down by the right glove of Toole. Sue bothered from behind. They're trying to lift the stick fairly. They do. Saints get it into the offensive zone and just pushed over here to the near side. Now an opportunity. The shot from Tenbor into the glove. A good low shot, but the goaltender saw it all the way.
Yeah, Saints are hounding pucks right now. Just a great effort, lifting sticks, creating offense. They've had a lot of 2-on-1s in this second period, and I said it before, but the shots are coming from the outside. Maybe on that last sequence on that rush, you'd like to shoot that one low pad as you have a second forward driving the net. Gonzalez has been so good tonight. It's tough to get one past her.
O'Brien gives it up. O'Leary on the puck. Now to Dawson at the point. Cross ice it goes. The steam was taken out of that Gerwitz drive. Gonzalez will hold on. 2:24 to go here in the second. Redhawks still up 2-1, but not for lack of trying. Saints have 14 shots thus far in the second period, but no goals to show for it. Now potential 2-on-1 for Miami. They've got the player in the middle just out of the reach of Stephanie Smith. She puts it back in towards the middle. Saints dealt with it at least briefly. Arm is in the air, and I believe the Saints are about to be shorthanded.
Yeah, tripping call. Let's hope that doesn't slow down the momentum of the Saints. And we see that time and time again from different teams. It doesn't matter what level you're playing at. You have all the momentum, and then you take a penalty. You sort of give that momentum back, especially down by one. The way that Maryville's playing, you'd think the score would be different, but that's not the case.
Redhawks connecting on just over 21% of their power plays this season, but they went 0 for 3 last night. They come in on the left wing, slowed up there by Lauren Smith. Comes all the way back to the point. Tic-tac-toe, they go to the far circle. So Smith's shot was stopped. Trusick made a save with the right pad and then flashed out the leg again. 30 seconds gone in the power play. 1:40 left in the period. So there's about 9 seconds difference between the period and the power play clock. Miscommunication as they tried to drop it back to the point. Saints with a shorthanded push out of the zone. Gillings comes in, but Rutherford couldn't drag the foot and was offside.
Yeah, that pass a little bit behind. Slowed things up, led to the offside. That's okay, you get a new unit out there with a little over a minute left to go in the period. As long as you're keeping the other team from starting things up in your own zone, things are going good for you.
Saints will force Miami to go the length of the ice to get it in the offensive zone. McGurn slows it up at her own blue line as the pass was too far behind. They find some open space on the far wing. Schwartzer carries it on around towards the near corner. Final minute of play here in the middle frame. Back to the point for Benjamin. Schwartzer near circle. Benjamin again. She'll take the long shot. Goes wide to the far side. Trusick trying to get back in the crease as she had floated out just a little bit outside the post. McGurn carries on around the top of the umbrella. She'll take a wrister. That got all the way through. Rebound chance. They hack and whack. It's apparently still loose. Trusick keeps the pads down low. She gets back into position. Makes another save as the puck is loose along the far side. Saints finally able to gather it as O'Brien backhands it out.
That's an incredible stop, and you needed that, especially this late in the period.
Good luck as a statistician figuring out how many of those were shots, but they come back in and score. This time the rebound popped back out in front, and the Redhawks were able to chop it up and over the goaltender. Lexi Lasconis with the power play goal as there was only 1 second left on the power play.
Yeah, that's a tough one. We just mentioned all of those great saves right out front, a lot of chaos right outside the blue paint. You end up clearing it, but the Redhawks go right back in, get the goal with 10.7 seconds remaining in the period. And I talked about having all that momentum offensively, even down by one. You take a penalty, you give it right back, and now you're down 2 heading into the intermission going into the third period.
So Lasconis on the power play at 19:50 steals all the momentum back for the Redhawks. Still 20 minutes left of regulation. Saints hoping that there might be a little bit more after that if they can find a way to tie this one up. But we'll have to wait and see what they can accomplish in the third period. We'll talk it over in the Saints Intermission Report. Keep it right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
St. Louis has a great history of sports.
We love our baseball.
Baseball is nuts. It's crazy here.
When we go back to St. Louis, we got to see the Cardinals play or the Blues.
St. Louis has such a rich history of soccer. This city is ready for an MLS team. It's really such a sports city, and you have to just experience the environment.
That's what makes St. Louis such a special place.
Where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to play in the NHL. I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and huge fan of the consistency year after year for me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior. And on top of that, the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a warrior.
Unforgettable moments can happen anytime, anywhere. When we sit down and have a meal, the simplest joys turn into magic. All it takes is good company, great food, and a nice cold Coca-Cola. That's a recipe for magic.
To get more out of your engine, demand more from what you put into it. Go the distance with Schaefer Racing. Supreme 7000 Synthetic Plus Racing Oil. Penetro 90. Molly Ultra Grease. Schaefer, the choice of home track heroes.
What you want, Lou Fuse has got it.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
LOUFUSZ, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. RESPECT, get the respect that you need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
LOUFUSZ, treat you right for 70. LOUFUSZ, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
LOUFUSZ, where we treat you right, you'll see.
Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great summer. As the school year gets started across the country, we're excited to also welcome you back to another great season of hockey. Thanks for being a part of the USA Hockey family. I want you to know that our volunteers and our staff work every single day as hard as they can to make sure hockey is the best sports experience in every community in our country. Within USA Hockey, you're part of an organization that's a world leader in development, safety, fun, and success, and one that is committed to fostering a welcoming environment for all by building a diverse, equitable, and inclusive game. Hockey is played in thousands of communities across our entire country. Please join me in keeping the momentum going by inviting at least one new person to get involved with hockey this year. It doesn't matter if it's someone who wants to play, coach, officiate, volunteer, or just be a fan. We're excited about sharing the joy our sport brings with as many people as possible. I would also like to offer a friendly reminder to make sure that respect is top of mind every time you enter the rink or take to the ice for a game or practice this season. That includes making sure that we never use hateful or discriminatory language, as it has absolutely no place in our game or in our society. It's on all of us to make sure that we respect the game, including playing within the rules, treating officials with respect, giving our best, and being a good teammate. In the end, hockey is about fun, so let's make sure we never lose sight of that. Here's to a great season ahead, one filled with friendship, respect, success, and most of all, plenty of smiles.
And welcome back to the Saints Intermission Report. Todd Panula alongside Andrew Marsh. Well, it looked like for the second night in a row we were going to have a scoreless second period, but all the momentum up until the last 10 seconds belonged to the Maryville Saints. But you can see by the scoreline there, the Miami Redhawks were able to pilfer one there late in the period.
Yeah, absolutely. It started off in the second period, a quick shot, and then right from there, it was all Maryville. They get the power play. They work the puck around. It was a great power play, even though they didn't score. Gonzalez has looked sharp between the pipes for the Redhawks tonight, and the Saints end up taking a penalty that leads to the third goal, a power play goal for Miami of Ohio with 1 second left on the clock. It doesn't matter, though, if it was a power play goal. If it wasn't, it's now a 2-goal game, and Maryville really needs to bear down heading into the third period.
Yeah, it stings anytime you allow one in the final minute of play, which Maryville obviously did. 10 seconds left in the period, 1 second left in that power play. And as you mentioned, with all the momentum kind of shifting back at the last moment there, you never say never in any kind of situation. You've got a full 20 minutes, but you get the feeling like Maryville's got to get a quick one.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you run into a hot goaltender, it becomes frustrating, right? Like you think you have all these different looks. You're moving the puck around. You're getting these shots off. They're out shooting the Redhawks by a lot. I mean, right now it's 28 to 16, so at least 12 shots is the difference. But the difference on the scoreboard is you're down by 2, and that's the reality of it. You got to come out looking sharp. You got to get a quick goal. If you don't get frustrated. Don't press too hard. They always say 2 goals is the hardest lead to keep in hockey, right? There's a reason why they say that. Stick to your game, keep funneling pucks towards the net, and I think they'll be fine.
And one of the things that you brought up that they probably need to do is get a little bit more hard-nosed, get more into the middle of the ice, because Gonzalez, taking nothing away from her, she's made some really good saves on some of those scramble plays, but a lot of the shots have been also from the outside as well.
Yeah, they have, and you want to get bodies out front. Shoot the puck. There's been a couple of times where the shots have been a little too high, and it's an easy save right into the glove, and a goaltender will take that every day of the week. But when the shots are low and you gotta sprawl out, you gotta make a big save. If you have bodies out front, it just makes that a little bit harder. So that's what Maryville has to do. It's not going to be pretty. If it is, then that's great. We'll put it on a highlight reel and we'll call it a day. But right now the reality is, like I said, you're down 2. You got to play hard-nosed hockey, and you have 20 minutes to do so.
So 20 minutes left in regulation. Saints hoping maybe for a little bit after that. They've got to score at least 2 goals to accomplish that. 3 if they want to win it in regulation. But we'll see what they have in store for us coming up in the third period. Keep it right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network. We've got the third period coming up.
Welcome to Maryville University.
Welcome to Saints Nation,
home of the Big Red M. So what does it mean to be a Maryville Saint?
It's more than just going to classes.
As Saints, we are passionate about what we believe in.
We are open-minded and curious about other.
And we know this about life at Maryville.
Your best experiences will happen when you get involved.
Make sure to get involved on campus.
We work hard.
But we have a lot of fun, too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
You might have a few hiccups along the way.
Or maybe something more serious. When we run into adversity,
we have faculty and staff here to provide support.
We stand with our fellow Saints through the good times.
And the difficult times.
So be sure to seek out help when you need it.
We know that here at Maryville,
we are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person that steps foot on our campus.
Being a Saint is that feeling that Maryville University is your community.
That even when you're far away from home,
you are home.
We're on this journey together.
We are Maryville University.
One team, one family.
time where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to play in the NHL. I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and a huge fan of the consistency. Year after year, for me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior. And on top of that, the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a Warrior.
There's a whole lot of wonder in the little word, why. It's uncovering how things work, what things are. Why is endless. Why is ageless, and it's for everyone to explore. At the St. Louis Science Center, the wonder of why is why we exist. We create it inside our building and in our community. Why is where wonder begins, and the St. Louis Science Center brings it to life. Come visit.
Unforgettable moments can happen anytime, anywhere. When we sit down and have a meal, the simplest joys turn into magic. All it takes is good company, great food, and a nice cold Coca-Cola. That's a recipe for magic.
Welcome to Maryville University,
Welcome to Saints Nation.
home of the Big Red M. So what does it mean to be a Maryville Saint?
It's more than just going to classes.
As Saints, we are passionate about what we believe in.
We are open-minded and curious about other points of view.
And we know this about life at Maryville.
Your best experiences will happen when you get involved.
Make sure to get involved on campus.
We work hard.
But we have a lot of fun too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
You might have a few hiccups along the way, or maybe something more serious.
When we run into adversity,
We have faculty and staff here to provide support.
We stand with our fellow Saints through the good times.
And the difficult times.
So be sure to seek out help when you need it.
we know that here at Maryville,
We are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person that steps foot on our campus.
Being a Saint is that feeling that Maryville University is your community.
That even when you're far away from home,
You are home.
We're on this journey together.
We are Maryville University.
One team, one family.
And welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center. Just about set for third period action between the Redhawks and the Saints, with Miami currently up by 2. 3-1 is the score. Saints going to throw out their top line out there right now, trying to get things rolling here in the early part of the third period. Off the draw comes to Karunakar. She dumps it in and around. Slowed up behind the net by Cogswell. Gets it up the zone, and it rolls over the stick of Putnam. Now it's a 2-on-1 the other way. Miami coming in on the right wing. They drive towards the net, and Tresick just got enough to steer it wide. Good push towards the goal by Bren Jones. Redhawks push the reset button. That might have been the nail in the coffin if the score went to 4-1. Beckett along the near wing. Pulled it back from the blue line. Sauced one up to center ice. Cut down by Schwartzer. She's still got the potential for a hat trick here this evening. Saints fans hoping that that does not happen. Schwartzer has it along the near wing. Slaps it off the dashers. Picked up by Dawson. Back and forth it goes. Redhawks able to get it down low. Off the side of the goal. Hansen almost forgot about the puck right along the side of the goal. Brooks almost lost an edge. Saints a little frenetic right now. Shuffleboarded into the zone by Sidney Poisson. Poisson gets it back after a giveaway, oddly behind the net. Slap shot from Dawson is blocked. Puck bouncing around. It comes off the left pad. Rebound chance. Gonzalez makes a save. Tough angle chance. Gonzalez lunges out. She doesn't come up at the puck. Lost her paddle in the process. Saints trying to capitalize on this. Defender picks up the goaltender's stick, gives it back to her. Saints with it along the far side wall. Schwartzer's able to send it up, but not out. Off the skates of Hansen as the Saints do a good job to at least hold the zone. Brooks steps up, trying to keep it away from Lasconis. Redhawks are able to get it out, and now it's 2-on-1. Schwartzer takes the shot, glove save. The rebound popped out in the air. It was there if Talabai could have swatted it out of midair, but the Saints are able to hold on.
We talked about it in the intermission, trying to get a goal early in this period. There was a great chance right there for the Saints. Gonzalez has been fantastic tonight, stopping 28 of 29, keeping it a 2-goal game in favor of the Redhawks. Maryville going to have to keep up that offensive pressure and not give up odd man breaks.
Redhawks go D to D. Seibert tried to float it in. Was knocked down at center ice. Fallerdew knocks it down. Gerwitz sends it up the left wing. In comes Struther from her off wing. Good shot on. Blocker save was made, and then the defense put it back into the goaltender. Gonzalez covers.
I'm trying to figure out the best way to get the puck in the net. Gonzalez has been stellar with the glove and having no problem making those pad saves, getting down, finding the puck when it's loose out front. It's going to be a tough third period for Maryville, but I do believe they're up to the task.
Step up, didn't come up with the puck. Gerwitz picks it up back in her own zone, avoiding a potential 2-on-1. Now the Saints come in, but it's a 2-on-3. Cooper just guides it into the corner, picks up the loose puck in behind the net, carries on around. Gerwitz calling for it at the point, steps into a shot, but it goes wide. It was going wide one way or the other, but Gonzalez got to stick to it. A little over 3 minutes played here in the third period. Redhawks guided off the window and down. LeBaire putting on the pressure. Gerwitz able to hit the brakes. Gerwitz slides it off the wall, cut off by Schwartzer. Saints trying to find an escape route. Unsuccessful thus far. Finally it settles down. Up comes Rutherford. She turns on the Jets, and the puck just slid away from her. Off the side of the cage, Gillings was the one that guided there. The stick came up high on Beckett, and the Saints will be up by 1. And I think the complaint from Miami is that Beckett lifted the stick of Solar
It did look like that, but if you're a Saint fan or if you're a member on that bench, you'll take it, especially down 2. Now you get a power play. The power play has looked good tonight. We'll see if now they can put the puck in the back of the net. That's been the struggle so far. You saw in that last chance, Rutherford thought about passing it. I think in that time frame, that's when she lost the puck.
Oh, Beckett had the one-timer set up, but it went off the skate. Gerwitz to Dawson. Steam taken out of the shot. Oh, it came loose, though. Saints weren't able to tap it in on the back door. Beckett outside the circle just fires a blind shot towards goal. Rutherford steps into it. Beckett knocks it down, and it'll trickle out of the zone. Dawson sweeps it in as the Saints come back in. Cogswell has it for the Redhawks. Reverses up the wall, slowed up by Beckett. Rutherford has it in the corner, looking for something in the middle. Instead, it's off a stick here to the near side. Too strong for O'Leary, but she'll catch up to it in the corner. Saints changing as Brooks comes in. Brooks heads to the front of the net. Dawson straight away now to Beckett. Dawson takes a slap shot. That was underneath the deflection stick, so a pad save was made. Saints kicking it around. Gerwitz back to Brooks. Rutherford trying to dig in front, or I believe that's actually O'Leary. Now Beckett with a shot off the right pad. Again, the rebounds are there, but they're just not coming right to Maryville. Saints push the reset button as they complete a line change. Cross ice, too strong for Brennan. She has the lone Maryville goal. It did come on the power play. Saints are 1 for 3 with the player advantage right now. They'd like to make that 2 for 4. 22 seconds left, though. Karunikar goes into the near side corner. Gillings methodically brought it out. It's filtered through. Karunikar steps into one. Too much traffic in front. 5 seconds left. Brooks stick handles back to the forehand. Takes a spill, no call. Poisson's shot was turned away. Back to 5-on-5. Power play goes by the wayside. Saints still with it, though. They try to stuff it in on the short side. And Gonzalez is having none of that.
Again, another decent power play. The Saints working the puck around. I didn't think it was one of those power plays where you look back on it and you're like, man, we just really couldn't get anything going there. There's a lot of different chances. It's just been a struggle trying to find the back of the net. And maybe they're holding on to the puck just a little too much. Like that last play, maybe you would like a give and go there instead of a shot from a weird angle, but nevertheless, the Saints are getting their chances. It's just going to come down to finding the back of the net.
So those first 2 goals that they beat Gonzalez with yesterday were essentially 2-on-1 partial breaks. We haven't seen as much of that here this evening. The Redhawks have done a pretty good job getting back defensively. Saints set it up again. Hansen's shot was knocked down. Rebound chance popped wide. Redhawks able to flip it over to the far side and out of the zone. Saints just bang it right back in, but they give up possession in the process. Up the middle, Cogswell comes into the near side corner, flips one out in front. Easy save made by Tresick. The rebound was rather juicy. O'Leary picks it up right in front of her own bench. O'Brien, the intended target here on the near side, but that was thwarted. And now I believe we've got, was it offside or a hand pass?
I believe it was offside.
13:04 left to go here in the third period. We'll have a neutral zone face-off just outside of the Miami line. Shots are 34-19. Saints already with 6 shots on goal here in this period. O'Brien chops it towards the corner. Saints have numbers along the wall. Nobody in the middle, though. O'Brien finally heading to the front of the net. Cooper trying to kick it loose. Redhawks send it off the boards and through the wickets of the defender. Now it's a 2-on-1 for Miami. They come in on the right wing. Schwartzer's in the middle. Blocker save was made. And a great defensive play there by Gerwitz. Otherwise, Schwartzer would have had goal number 3. Maryville looking to come out of the defensive zone. O'Leary just flips one towards goal, and she'll get the offensive zone face-off in the process.
Yeah, I don't mind that play at all. You're essentially all by yourself, surrounded by a ton of different Redhawks, and just throw that puck on net. You get the offensive zone face-off. Maybe something can come of it.
Rutherford won it, but it got caught up in the skates of the linesman. Redhawks send it up the near side wall. Maryville takes control of it. Swept into the zone. Beckett comes in on the off wing. Miami fans complaining about offside. I mean, of all the non-calls in the game, I would think that was the least one you might care about.
It was pretty close.
Off some skates over into the far side corner. Rutherford takes a check from her own teammate. She ran into Beckett. Up the middle comes Talabai. Backhand pass into the middle. Tresick was kind of floating away from the shot, had to just kind of stick it away. Gillings is pushed over against the wall. She steps up, and once again, Maryville takes their own player out of the mix. Beckett picks up the loose puck, left from Brennan. Beckett takes a shot. Oh, it went off the top of the glove. But Maryville was trying to get things changed up here, so they didn't have anybody charging the net. Hansen comes in, sweeps it to the far circle, looking for Poisson. She plays it off the back of the goal to herself and then leaves it for Brooks. Brooks back to the point. Dawson wants to shoot. That one trickles around. Defense sends it up. Dawson keeps it alive, at least for now. She's able to steal it back and then finally swept out of the zone by Schuler. Flopped in by Heinig. Loose along the side of the goal. Tresick will leave it. Saints get it up to the blue line. Brooks was off balance. Now she takes another spill. Poisson is in, takes a little flop shot. Collision in the slot. Saints can't gather the puck. Beckett gives it up. Beckett with a shorthand chance. Oh, and how did that not go in? They missed the net completely.
Oh, what a pass.
That was actually Struther, my mistake, but what an opportunity for the Saints to get back within one, and somehow it didn't even get on net.
What a great find that was.
Maryville bailed out as Lauren Smith brought it in, but there was still one of her teammates in on the far side, so it'll be an offside.
Yeah, Gonzalez is thinking that puck is going to be on that near side post, maybe being passed out front. Instead, it's the opposite way, but Maryville unable to put the puck in the back of the net with a wide open cage on that far side. That's just how this game has been going for the Saints.
Struther pushes it down. Left down low by Brooks. Exchange places. Tenboer was in the mix. Struther came over to help, as does Gerwitz along the near side. Tenboer puts a stick forward, but doesn't come up with the puck. 9:30 left to go here in the period. Saints going to really have to kind of abandon the defensive end a little bit here, and probably in about 2 or 3 minutes. Focus mainly on getting at least one more goal. Redhawks get it up to the defensive blue line. Zone entry denied by Putnam as she rims it around. Cooper comes in on the pressure. Redhawks get around it momentarily. They'll come up through the middle. And now they come in with Schwartzer on the left wing. Driving towards the net is Lasconis. She ends up dispossessed along the backside. Saints push forward onto the attack. Cooper lifts it past the defender. Held up just a little bit. I think she was kind of trying to draw a penalty, but not enough there for anybody to make a call. Karunikar left it for Cooper. She couldn't dig it off the wall. Redhawks trying to keep it away, at least along the perimeter. 8:25 to go here in the period. Miami more than content to just kind of play keep away if they can. Dawson is back dangerously by the open door there. Rutherford keeps that stick away, brings it in on the offensive end, looking for Gillings in front. Redhawks deal with it. On the back check, Gillings had it for a moment. Nice little drag move by Cronin into the zone. Miscommunication between Hansen and Beckett. Maryville gets away with it. Beckett comes out on the near wing. Has space in the middle. Gillings is over on the left. Beckett cuts to the right. Kind of took it back into traffic, though. Gillings had it poked loose as Solar got a piece of it. Pam tapped around Hansen, so the Redhawks will get it out. 7.5 to go. Dawson slides it up the wall. Miscommunication again. Oh, and there's a shoulder thrown by Dawson. Referee's going to say it was clean. Struggling to get back to the bench, though, is Sidney Schuler. Beckett comes in on the near wing, inside the circle, and shot right into the belly of the goaltender.
I think the way that transpired at the Maryville blue line, it looked, I believe, bigger than what it actually was. I think the two players just ran into each other. I can understand why the Miami of Ohio fans would be a little upset, but I think it was a good no call. Would have looked a little different if Maryville would have scored on that, though.
Yeah, Miami fans would have been very upset, but to your point, I think Dawson was just able to prepare a little bit more and kind of brace herself. Redhawks get it up towards the blue line. Good hold in, though. Brooks to the far circle. Poisson puts it into the mixer, sticked away by the goaltender to avert the danger. Saints can't hold it in. 6:45 to go here in the third period. Gerwitz kicks it up to the line. Redhawks put it back the other way. Falardeau puts it up towards the line, and do we have too many men? Saints are going to go to the power play. And that's one thing that I don't think that was on purpose, but just in my foolish fan brain, I'm always curious why teams don't do that more often when there's a change going. Just fling it over towards the other bench to see if you can get that call.
Well, it was a close one. Right at the bench. It's tough. I mean, that's a tough situation to be in if you're a Red Hawk. But you're absolutely right. The idea of just chucking it up the boards and maybe you get lucky, I don't hate it at all. And obviously Maryville is the benefactor of that as they go on the power play once again. They got to get one here, though.
Gerwitz, the one-woman wrecking crew all the way through the entire defense, able to get a good shot on goal. Unfortunately, it was right into the goaltender. And Gonzalez holds on. 6:14 to go in the third, 1:42 in the power play. In the box is Lauren Smith.
And I think what I was talking about earlier about not getting frustrated about these power plays that haven't gone your way, they look good. From a process standpoint, the power play has looked good. Just keep it going, and you will get rewarded.
Beckett from the far circle. That was turned aside. Beckett has a second opportunity. She gets it back from Rutherford. Steps up to the circle. Another shot. Oh, that one just skimmed across the goal. Goaltender knew absolutely nothing about it, but it missed the target. Dawson to Gerwitz. Back to Dawson. Beckett takes it off the wall. Gerwitz straight away. Dawson a little further out. Now she's going to take the slap shot again. The goaltender didn't see it, but again the shot misses everything. Down low for O'Leary. She exchanges places with Rutherford. Gives her the puck in the process. Beckett again with a tight angle shot. That goes off a body and wide. O'Leary in behind the cage. Beckett inside the circle from the dot. Score! Power play goal number 2 on the evening for the Saints. Beckett has cut it to a 1-goal lead.
That's exactly what I've been talking about. Things have looked good on the power play. Stick with it. Miami of Ohio, they're giving you a ton of space. They're letting you set up. And Maryville takes advantage of it. A few of those shots, they all look the same. The third time's the charm, Todd.
This game has been a special teams battle. The last 4 goals in the entire contest have all been special teams. There's that shorthanded goal for Schwartzer. 2 power play goals for Maryville and a power play goal for Miami sandwiched in between. Schwartzer, the lone 5-on-5 goal back at 10:57 of the first period. Saints try to put it in the mixer after the faceoff win. Gonzalez sticks it aside, but Maryville still in control. Puts on trying to gather it. Back to Gerwitz at the point, drags it along the line. Oh, almost to the upper 90, but it went a little too high. McGurn feeling the pressure. Brennan bangs it down low. Poisson puts it into the middle. Brooks, it's an eye blocker save. Rebound chance across the face of goal. The goaltender is out of position. The stick was down along the goal line. She's finally got the paddle back. Saints dig in along the wall. McGurn flips it up. Gerwitz knocks it down. Flips one up into the slot. Backhand chance. Not too much steam behind that. And Gonzalez looks a little bit shaken up.
Yeah, a lot of chaos going down there near the blue paint. This has been a very fun game. Doesn't matter which team you're rooting for. And Maryville is starting to come alive at the right time. They've looked good for the majority of this game and been in charge of this game. Miami's had a few breaks go their way, and right there they're going to get another one.
Hansen looking at the referee in disbelief, but I mean, that's an easy interference call. Untimely as well, as the Saints had grabbed some momentum back their way, but now they put Miami on their second power play of the evening with 4:17 left to go in regulation.
Yeah, not only has it been entertaining on the ice, but the fans are giving us something to be entertained about as well. You're not going to agree with every call.
The Redhawks set it up. Strop from straight away. Tresick denied it. Rebound chance for the Bear on the right side. Kicked away. Another chance. The puck bouncing back and forth. Finally back towards Soler at the point. She'll take a shot off the post. No, they say it scored. It came right out with force, but it did look like it crossed the goal line. The referee said definitively that it did. So a power play goal puts the Redhawks back up by 2.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I do believe it went right inside the post, hit the netting, and bounced right out. You could imagine thinking that because of the way that it ricocheted out of the net, that maybe it hit the post, that far side post, and then bounced out. But that's a huge goal for the Redhawks. And it reminds me of what happened in the second period. Maryville gets some momentum. They carry that for a few minutes, and then they take a penalty, and it leads to a Red Hawk goal. And with the amount of time that's left in this game, that could have sealed the deal.
Not impossible, but definitely difficult for Maryville to get 2 goals in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Brennan hauled down. Saints are going to go back to the power play. Now we've basically got a situation where the fans are just kind of giving it to each other.
See, I don't think any of the calls or non-calls that we've seen tonight have been as egregious as I think some of the fans may think they are.
Right, yeah. But I think a lot of the fans in attendance, especially on the Miami side, are probably parents, and they always view things with tinted glasses.
Well, for sure, and I think that's the case with any fan. You're going to be biased, and rightfully so. I just think that with the time left in this game, it makes the fans a little antsy. I'm sure the coaching staff is feeling the same way on both sides of things. It's a tight game. It's a 2-goal game. There's 3:20 left, and we have ourselves an empty net on Maryville's end.
So the Saints throwing caution to the wind. 6 attackers out there. Abby Benjamin is in the sin bin. Rutherford comes up the near side, sends it in behind the net. O'Leary trying to catch up to it. Sealed off by Soler. Too strong for Beckett, and that'll be cleared down the ice.
Do you like pulling the netminder on the power play?
Personally, I've never liked it. I've understood it, but I suppose if you don't have a goaltender that can play the puck very well, then you might as well just have 6 attackers. But especially like in the NHL, goaltenders are so good at handling the puck anymore. I'd rather have the guy back there to play it forward. Oh, a backdoor play denied. They put it back into the goaltender. That should have been a goal for Brooks, and instead she just steered it away. Now here's the shorthanded chance for Schwartzer. Hat-trick goal, 5-2.
And that's where you run the risk of pulling your goalie, especially on the power play. There wasn't less than 2 minutes to go. I know you're down by 2 at the time, but you just scored a power play goal. Perhaps you can get one right there within that 2 minutes, still have a little bit of time left on the clock. It would then be a 1-goal game, and that's when you pull the netminder. But, you know, it is what it is. You do want to put six attackers out there and make it a little bit easier for you. Maybe get a quicker goal on the power play, but that's what happens when you run the risk of pulling your goalie. The other team can essentially ice it in that case.
I don't mind the decision. It's just kind of the way things happened.
For sure.
It didn't look as good because Maryville just couldn't get anything set up. Whereas they've looked pretty good on some of their other power play attacks, getting possession. So I don't mind the roll of the dice. It just didn't work out in that instance.
Well, absolutely. And, you know, if it does work out, you're looking at the decision as, wow, what a great decision that was. And then if it doesn't work out, well, you're down 3.
One-timer in front by Poisson. Gonzalez will cover it up. But it's always interesting to see the differences in the games, and perhaps that plays into potential differences in the committee decision-making process, because we have these arguments all the time on the men's side where the coaches over there won't pull goaltenders even in 1-goal games because the goal differential plays such a factor.
And I don't like that. That does not incentivize winning the game, or at least trying to win the game.
So in 2 nights in a row, we've seen both teams pull their goaltender in what proved to be a vain effort, but I at least like the decision to try to go for it even when they were down by 2 at the time.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit different if you were down by 1. I do get it. You're down by 2. You're trying to make something happen, trying to make it happen quickly, too.
Great blocker save to deny Gillings from the right hash mark. 66 seconds remaining in the contest. So the Saints going to fall to 9-2-1. Miami will pick up their 6th win of the season. Dawson looking to head forward. Beckett along the near wall. Flies it up through the middle, but it's off a defensive stick, so not there for Gillings. McGurn comes back. Stepping up is Brennan to steal it away, but she's all by herself. Now joined by Beckett. Drags it around the defender and shoots right into the goaltender. It's been that kind of night for Beckett especially, where she's got herself into really good positions, but the shots have just been right into the goaltender's body more often than not.
And I don't even think that Maryville, you know, you look at the score, it's a 5-2 game. I don't think Maryville played all that bad at what the score would indicate. I think they've played a really sound game. It's just been a few missed opportunities offensively, and then Miami of Ohio capitalizing on their chances. And then not to mention Gonzalez, who just made the stop. She's played fantastic tonight. She was the ultimate difference maker in this game. And when you run into a goaltender who's on fire, you have nights like this.
And that's another debate in hockey across the board, quantity over quality. And Maryville had both in this game, but that's now, if they count that one, that'll be 51 shots on the night. Definitely 50 one way or the other, and that would be 100 shots on goal in 2 nights for Maryville. So Gonzalez definitely got a workout one way or the other.
You know, you talk about quality versus quantity when it comes to the shots. 50 shots on net. I don't care where those shots are from. If you put 50 shots on net, you know, you're doing something right. The problem is there's another person standing in front of that net, and if they're playing well, it doesn't matter how many shots you throw on, they're going to make the stop, and Gonzalez has done that tonight.
And more often than not, goaltenders would rather have a little bit more work than not. 50 shots on goal might be a little bit much, as this is just tied up along the end wall, but 60 minutes are gone. Unfortunately for the Saints, they had the lesser number in terms of goals as they fall by a score of 5-2. So the Saints dropped just their second game in regulation, but overall they've still got a pretty good season under their belt to this point. We'll discuss things with our final thoughts coming up. Keep it right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
Welcome to Maryville University,
Welcome to Saints Nation.
Home of the Big Red M.
So what does it mean to be a Maryville Saint?
It's more than just going to classes.
As Saints, we are passionate about what we believe in.
We are open-minded and curious about other points of view.
And we know this about life at Maryville.
Your best experiences will happen when you get involved.
Make sure to get involved on campus.
We work hard.
But we have a lot of fun too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
You might have a few hiccups along the way.
or maybe something more serious.
When we run into adversity,
We have faculty and staff here to provide support.
We stand with our fellow Saints through the good times.
And the difficult times.
So be sure to seek out help when you need it.
we know that here at Maryville,
We are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person that steps foot on our campus.
Being a Saint is that feeling that Maryville University is your community.
That even when you're far away from home,
You are home.
We're on this journey together.
We are Maryville University.
One team, one family.
And welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center. One final time, Todd Panula alongside Andrew Marsh. You see the score on your screen there. Unfortunately, the Saints fall by 3. 5-2 is the score. And it's kind of an odd situation overall because you look at the last 3 games, you win 2 out of 3. You beat some pretty good teams in Arizona State on Thursday. You win last night against Miami, but you get that sour taste when you lose the Saturday game.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to head into the next week with a win. It makes you feel a little bit better about yourself heading into the following weekend of games. Unfortunately, tonight for the Saints, they had the effort. I think it was there. They put 50 shots on the board. Unfortunately, only 2 of them went in, and sometimes you just have those nights. It is what it is. You got to move on. You go to the next game. I think some things that they need to clean up is not allowing so many 2-on-1s. There's a lot of 2-on-1s, and unfortunately for the Saints, they can't find the back of the net. So it is what it is. Like I said, you chalk it up as a loss, you move on. You got a lot of season left to go, and maybe you take something away from this game and you move forward.
Yeah, and you almost just kind of think of this one as almost just an oddity because, as you mentioned, you double up the shots. You only get 2 goals, and so many weird situations. All the goals except for 1 came on special teams. Unfortunately for Maryville, 2 of those were shorthanded while they were a player up.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see, and they had their chances on the power play. I mentioned it multiple times throughout the broadcast. I thought the power play looked good. They were moving the puck around. Miami of Ohio gave them a lot of time and space to make things happen, and unfortunately they ran into Maya Gonzalez, who was ultimately the better netminder tonight. The Saints did get a little bit of a jolt when Caitlin Cadrain ended up being pulled, not for the performance that she had, but I think just to get a spark. And ever since that moment when they scored on that power play, to me, I thought they dominated the game. I really did. I thought that they controlled most of that game, and it was just a few breaks here and there that went Miami's way. And Miami of Ohio, they end up capitalizing on them, and that's just hockey. It happens.
Now, looking forward, you have to put this one behind you quickly because the Saints heading out east where they will take on Liberty. But no matter who's on the schedule from here on out, as long as they remain ranked number 1, you're going to have a target on your back, but it doesn't get any easier with the Flames on the schedule.
Not at all, not at all. And maybe this is a good thing for the Saints. You get a little bit of a reset. I don't want to call it a wake-up call by any means, but it is your second regulation loss of the season, and we haven't really seen a ton of losses this year, right? So you do get a loss. It could humble you a little bit. You get a little bit hungry heading into to the next series, and then you go from there. And I think that's what the Saints team will end up doing.
So it'll be on the road against Liberty to start off November. We'll be back right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network against Jamestown on November 7th. And then Liberty will be here on that Friday. And then it'll be a Saturday game against Midland. So a 3-game series coming up against 3 different opponents in the second week in November. But right now got to focus on the Flames. Unfortunately, the Saints dropped this Saturday game. They win 2 out of 3 overall over this weekend, but a little bit of a sour taste heading into that Liberty matchup. That'll wrap it up for Eric, making us look good behind the scenes, except for that pregame show. You wanted some camera time. I knew you did. For Andrew Marsh, I'm Todd Panula. Good night, Saints fans.